we reached at a very coherent ground, right? We reached at the we everyone in the room seemed to agree that silence is post-self.
Silences?
Silence is post-self. The idea of silence being post-self, which
Okay.
means beyond the idea of self.
Okay.
And that we arrived at that point because Shaukat came with a very clear opposition to the idea that the world exists. So he came with this thing that the world doesn't exist.
Okay. Okay.
And when you start from there, you can reach anywhere.
Okay. So does he exist?
Yeah, we don't know. Actually, he might be joining us in some time, and we'll ask him.
Okay.
Right. So today our question is looking at the exclusion. What do we not see, right?
Uh-huh.
What don't you see? And so far we have talked about the positive space.
Okay.
So experiencing infinity, experiencing the frame,
Hmm.
and then having a puncture or a hole, and then experiencing what's on the other side. That's infinity. But let's say we don't start from there. We start from what's not in the frame.
Right.
We already spoke about that when you were talking of the edge of the frame.
Yeah, but that's outside the frame. And so we still started from inside the frame. If we start in the start outside, will we know that we are outside?
Then you're not starting outside.
No, I mean, let's say you take birth in infinity, right?
That doesn't make sense.
No, you're a cosmic particle. You're an asteroid.
No, I'm not.
I mean, you
I
can
just
be.
am not.
No, you're made of the same particles that make up an asteroid. That's what he's trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just saying that whatever you consider the frame, whatever is inside the frame, you're not there, right? So you're in the bliss. You are like we have been talking about the infinity so far as the way, in a way that's very close to the idea of enlightenment. So yesterday when Shortcut Table brought in the point that silence is post enlightenment, we were at a very good we had a very good start. So Shortcut Table, today we are starting from the point that what if we start from outside the frame? What if we start from infinity and then come back inside? Would you come back?
Are you asking me?
Yeah. If you were already outside, would you want to come in?
About you're talking about infinity.
Yeah. So if you are born in infinity, would you want to come back into the frame?
Yeah, of course.
Why?
You just check out.
But then you would like to have the freedom to go back.
Absolutely.
But then if you didn't have that freedom, would you come inside?
This is the question of coming.
So, uh, okay, so Sam, that does mean that seems to suggest that the world does not exist.
But I didn't get that. So if I start from infinity,
Yeah.
you wouldn't like to come back. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm saying if you're born in infinity,
Mm-hmm.
you,
Okay, define
you,
infinity then.
yeah, so if you are born in boundless time and space,
Would you like to come into a boundary?
and, and Shortcuttable just said never. If you didn't have the freedom to go back,
Mhm.
never. So, which means that you would necessarily reject the world, right? The world being the frame.
Mm,
You would always reject it. If you always reject it, it doesn't exist.
not necessarily, right? I mean, just because I'm born into a certain religion or born into a family that practices certain religion, which means I negate the existence of all other religion. That doesn't mean those religions doesn't exist.
For you, they don't. Otherwise, you would go convert.
Yeah, but at what point? No, yeah, for me it doesn't. But then looking at it from a different perspective, those things exist, right? So maybe for the person who is born into infinity, the world doesn't exist, but
Right,
at a high,
right.
huh,
And that's exactly what Shortcuttable is saying, that the world doesn't exist for him.
for
So
him,
shortcut,
yeah.
yeah. So Shortcuttable, were you born in infinity? Is Kashmir infinity?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
No, no, I wouldn't say that. I am a bit, surprised. What makes me to think that I am not infinite already?
Which is exactly what we're saying. Are you infinite already?
Yeah, but you can't put it in a political or in a geographical location that way. Like that's a bit awkward position. It's like caught napping on a wrong leg. You know, I will expand it like I am infinite. What stops me I mean, thinking about that? I can be infinite myself. I'm free to think like that way or feel that way that I am infinite myself. There is no question of coming in or out,
So how do you feel there? What do you feel there?
same as you, I think. Uh, this matter of a perception.
I think you have to speak up a little bit, as I can't hear you properly.
Okay,
Hmm.
I think it's matter of perceptions. Like you brought in some kind of the place, the geopolitical, or maybe or the religious state of mind one comes through, which I personally call the cultural and religious logic, like which we're bred into. So, but there are moments when you feel that you don't belong to that kind of a narrow
Hmm.
perception of one's being. So, why not think of oneself as an infinite? What's the problem in that?
But
Like so.
seeing ourselves as infinite is what we can't see, what we don't see. So the exclusion of our frame is that is thinking that we're infinite. So if we think like you, we will already step outside the frame.
So, what frame? Because you're already consuming yourself into that frame. That's what I'm saying. That's some kind of a logic which you hold on. Like there's this gravitas of that logic which is holding you back to think that you're not infinite or you're going into infinity, like this momentum in and out. So that comes from that logic of gravity, that which cultural logic and this religious logic sort of produces into a human being. Mostly the manipulation which happens through your growth by your surroundings.
Yeah, it's for me, it's almost an impossible thing, to think that, that which we are chasing, we already are. For me, that would be a very bewildering thought.
How? I think it's the most easy thing.
Yeah, why would that be bewildering?
In the sense, yeah, if I start seeing myself as an entity that's so complex and so broad and so everything as what I've imagined infinity to be, then I will kind of freak myself out.
No, but this whole logic of freaking out of that periphery is itself some kind of a, what I call the gravity. The gravitas which pulls you back to that logic of culture, the the perception about your surroundings. I mean,
You're right, but I'm just saying that
why
it
not
it's real.
come?
It's real.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What I saying?
No, I think what shortcuttable means is that is not real. The gravity is not real. We imagine it.
Yeah.
But for a psychotic who's delusional, his delusions are real.
So, but how do you assume somebody a psychotic or a delusional? How do you get to that point?
I mean, with some point of reference, you can imagine a chair to be a tree, and that's a delusion.
No, but that whole logic comes from that. What I'm saying is a gravitas.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
yeah.
that
Yeah, you
sounds.
can call a chair a tree. Why not? You can call.
Uh-huh.
I'm saying, yeah, there is no problem. You can call a chair a tree. There is no problem if you don't go by the gravity. Yeah, shortcuttable is right in that way. Just the gravity, the idea of gravity. We are always referring to something.
As somebody has said before, like that, we are caught unawares. We are rendered in a gendered way. Like, we're caught unawares. Like, when we grow up, like, you're already gendered. Like, you're put into that gaze of a gender, which somehow doesn't leave your mind at certain point of a time. It becomes like very difficult. Then you think you're going out of it. This for me is not true, because that's something which is sort of filled into your head. The way we see the problem of a body and a gender itself. Like, why does this whole problem start with? Because we're caught unawares into that problem of gender. Like, where you perceive it, believe in that perception of somebody who has sort of done this fragmentation to things.
But because what you are saying sounds so difficult and so fine. It sounds like in the ultimate achievement of life, because it does sound like that to me. The only way I can approach it with mind games or puzzles. So I'm going to play mind games with all of you if I have your permission. And
No.
so
Go ahead, go ahead.
the
Yes,
first
I am fine with that. Only that it can rebound.
yeah, you can play mind games with me also.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem. You know, I'm just saying that
So,
you
so
are
are you going to play the mind games to verify this idea that is it very difficult?
no. It's just for me to be able to make sense of it. I can't even come to terms with it,
Okay, go ahead, boss. Go ahead.
right? So,
What?
if you're rejecting everything,
Rejecting what? Who is rejecting what?
no,
Nobody is.
you
No, I think you are not rejecting. I think shortcuttable is right. We are accepting everything.
no. Let's say but you're rejecting the frame. You're rejecting culture.
What?
And we are rejecting the existence of the world.
Yeah, you're rejecting so much.
No, I am saying we are accepting the existence of the world. We are accepting the frame. We are accepting everything.
Yeah, shortcut just said that if if uh, if there is if the gravity of cultural thought is not there, you won't hold yourself back and you won't impose judgment on everything and all that. No,
Yeah.
that's about rejection.
No, I think it can be viewed either way. It is also about acceptance. It just you accept that there is a gravity, and whether you follow that gravity or not follow is up to you.
No, but in the text chat, a member of your political dimension is saying it's cool, Akshay.
What?
So yeah, shortcut is typing that it's Akshay, it's cool. So it's okay to take a back foot. It's okay to
No,
accept.
no, I like his muffler, the Globan. That's what is cool.
Okay.
And Jerry fan. And the ball.
I think I'll have to come with also some pseudo name now, huh?
No, I'm a bald man, so don't worry. So I'm with hairy guys. I like. I don't like hairy bums, but I like the hairy heads.
Okay.
Prayas has got a lot of hairy bum.
Okay. I don't know whom you're talking about. Let's go on. So I was playing a mind game, and I was saying that if you reject everything,
One sentence you got trapped into that game.
I'm just saying that if you reject everything,
But I'm not rejecting anything.
let's just play my game. Okay.
We don't want to play.
No, it's okay if you don't reject anything or everything, whatever. But I'm just saying this. I can just say this. So I'm saying that let's say you reject everything, and you're about to reject the last possible thing you can reject. At that moment, if you forget what it means to reject, how will you reject it?
How can you get to the last?
No, let's say you've forgotten culture, right? So you've rejected culture. So language has gone with it. And suddenly you're at this point in time where you don't know what rejection means. You don't know what that emotion means also. You're finding it weird that you're feeling so passionate about.
So that's what they're saying. You accept everything.
Yeah, you are bringing us to our point only. What is this mind game?
That is the mind game.
No, accepting everything is a very spiritual, large-hearted idea. After Shortcut has put us in this post-enlightenment frame, I refuse to, be worldly wise Baba. Shortcut,
Are you tagging us with that? Like,
No, I'm saying that accepting everything is a worldly wise thought.
I don't think so. It's a basic thought. You remember we had this talk long time back, and I told you I have no panga with anybody.
But it's a wise thought. It's what you mature into. It's like, हाँ, सब कुछ ठीक है. Everything's fine. And
What?
Correct. So as Akshay was saying, that's a very basic thought, but the problem here is cognitive dissonance. Right? We know this is what we are supposed to do, but then we don't do that.
yeah, so if we accept everything, we might actually become infinite, but then we don't do it.
We don't do it.
It's
We don't do it. That's why we live in the real world, I suppose.
No,
Yes.
we might be you prayers. Like, I think that way. If
So,
I am accepting,
are you trying to say that you accept everything?
I accept everything. Yes.
No, come on. So you are infinite?
I won't even go to that kind of definition. I accept everything. That's it.
No, but you just said that accepting everything is being infinite. It's being
That is according to your gravitas and logical
not
world.
my gravitas. Shortcut table's gravitas. So shortcut table, you're playing games with us.
Akshay, so tell me, when was the last time you got angry?
Last time I got angry,
Yeah.
just 1 hour back.
Why?
Why? Because I was not following the same thing which I'm talking, so I got angry with
Okay.
myself.
Okay.
The last
Yeah.
time I got angry was when I was born. The
So
mother,
you've
Okay.
never been angry after that, or you haven't gotten over your anger after that?
the motherfucker hit my backside, so hard. He just gave me a good spanking because I was laughing. I was
Whom are you
laughing.
talking? Whom are you talking about?
His
I'm talking
doctor.
about myself. I'm talking about the bastard doctor who pulled me out.
Okay.
Zabardasti. Then he gave me a good spanking on my butt because I was laughing at him. So he said, "No, you should try."
No, but shortcut table, let's say we are not embracing the idea that fiction is everything. We're not saying that fiction is everything.
Who said that? I never said that.
No, no, but just now, I mean, you're making a fiction.
Who said you that? Again, see, this is your problem with assuming the things. Like you assume a lot of things.
No, but you said that you're born laughing and you're laughing at the doctor. Now, I don't know if that's true.
And how do you know? My mother said to me,
I mean, come on.
"Come on,
Wha-
what?
What if your mom was lying?
Ha,
No, why should she
right.
have that great moment of her life?" Like,
No, can you call her right
I
now
don't
and
know.
verify?
Maybe she wanted you to feel this way, that you are special. Every kid comes in. You are special, baby. So you came in laughing, and then this bugger slapped you.
everything, the nurse was so cute. I was laughing at her, like, I just felt like kissing her, but then they all messed it up. So they messed it up. They put me standing on my backside, so that I should weep, and because there is some medical logic into that, stupid medical logic that child should cry when he's born and all that.
Yeah. Then only you'll inhale air, and then your lungs will open up.
But shortcut table is saying that what if we don't need to inhale air?
Yeah, but stupid people, my lungs became so good. Like now, I'm a chain smoker now.
Yeah, but so you are saying that what if we didn't need to breathe, which means that what if we needed to die, which means that death is infinity. That's what you're saying.
I don't know that kind of a thing, but I was happy. I was laughing, and they wanted me to cry, so that my lungs would grow, and I became a smoker.
But Sam, what do we do now?
What's the
What do
problem?
we
The
do
problem is
now?
a medical
We
thing.
all we all go back into our mom's vagina, and then we come out laughing, and then we experience the same thing that this guy is experiencing now.
Oh man.
But we can't do that, right? No, I mean, let's say we can't do that. We can't do that because it's just not possible, right? And so, how do we deal with this now? How do we go on?
I'm
I
sitting.
proposed in the beginning that
I'm sitting
we
waiting
look at
for.
the idea of exclusion from thinking that we are infinite, and then you just shortcutable, you just jumped on that. Okay.
Okay.
So
I'll give you a starting point now. Okay, so do you guys
right.
watch Jimmy Kimmel's show?
No.
No. Okay, so there's this late night show called Jimmy Kimmel Show. Okay, so this guy goes to a school and then he asks kids, what's the difference between a boy and a girl? Okay, so all these kids, they give out different answers. So everyone is like, boys don't like pink, girls like pink. They keep out saying stuff like this. If the same thing is conducted in India, it'll be like, oh, boys don't cry, girls cry. Boys don't shop, girls shop. All these things come out.
Hmm.
So what Shortcuttable is saying is kind of true. Like we are cultured, we are brought up in this entire thing. Saying, this is how boys should behave, this is how girls should behave, this is how Christians should behave, this is how Indians should behave, all these things. And at some point in time, we let go of all these notions, right? And when we let go of all these notions, I think we go up one stage higher, but people could argue otherwise. Either we are pulled inside or whatever. So when we go up and up and up, at one point we lose in touch with all the principles that we have and all the worldly rules, or how do I put it, worldly ethical or moral values that the world dictates to us, right? So we let go of all these things, and then we reach a stage where we talk like this. We say that I came out laughing.
Moses, you just didn't admit that all these disgusting morals and values. That's all I wrote to add.
But when you say it's disgusting, you're passing a judgment there, right? So,
I'm sure about that.
but how do you know? So, like what? 2000. So, for all these thousands of years, people have believed that these things were good, right? That's why they were following these things. And then suddenly now you come in and then you call it disgusting. How would people accept that?
No, I don't mean I don't want them to accept it. Just let
Okay.
it be. What is their
No, but
problem?
when you say that it's disgusting, you're not accepting everything.
Because
Yeah.
they wouldn't have given me a spanking then, of course.
Are you asking for a spanking?
No, I did.
He has a fetish, man. I don't know what it's.
Are you asking for something inappropriate?
I get it every now and then. Don't worry.
Okay.
Fasting
No,
culture.
but are you saying that?
Who's the same doctor spanks you?
Oh, I'm just searching for that bastard.
Okay.
No, but it's you said that you've not been angry after the moment you were born. What you're saying right now sounds pretty angry to me.
Correct.
You're still angry, and you're angry at something. I don't know
He's
what.
angry and he wants to be punished. He's angry to that extent.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, no. I might have some suicidal tendencies. That's okay with me. So, but it's not an anger. Like it sounds like an
No,
anger.
but
But
why did you just say that spank me? You just said that. You said that live on the internet. You said that spank me.
you're hearing whatever you want to hear. That's okay.
No, we can go back to the recording and send you the time code by email.
Because they have destroyed your capacity to hear. Like, all this cultural shit.
Okay. Let's say I misheard it. Let's say we go on, right? So we don't want to dwell on it. We don't want to dwell on it. You have the freedom to say something and then withdraw it. That's fine. So you don't want to be spanked.
No, but I'm getting it every day. That's okay.
No, what are you saying?
I'm getting this every day. I mean, every now and then I'm getting whatever you call it.
No, but
But from who is spanking you? If you are getting it every.
All the people around me. Come on, all this culture and religion and every bastard. That's there.
No, but then
So
it's you
how
are
do you?
reversing the idea that you don't accept it then.
Yeah.
and
So
that
and
must
how do
make
you
you very
feel
angry.
when people do that?
Does that make you
Oh,
angry?
like I have grown piles now. No,
No, that's very organic. But what I was interested in knowing and what Sam also asked you is how does it make you feel?
it makes me feel quite poor. Like what is wrong with these guys? Like why don't they accept that the way they are, the way I am?
So is that similar to feeling anger?
Sometimes anger, sometimes I laugh at it again. So most of the times I just laugh. I laugh with full of my heart. The kind of idiots like always try to bother. Because there's let's go back. It's not about me. This discussion is not about me. There's a point.
No. It's not about you, but it looks like you're the only person who has experienced infinity and like probably living there. So we want to understand what took you there in the first place, or if you're born there, then how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, this whole again, I'm repeating certain words. Pardon me for that. What I'm saying, this whole logic of culture, religion, and tradition, like the kind of a breaking your backbone kind of attitude it has towards the growth of any kind of a kid who grows normally and wants to see the world, experience it. But then there is always what Moses was saying, some kind of a pressure which is always mounting on you, like the kind of a logic
No,
which you
but
can't deny.
shortcuttable, it's not back-breaking as it is supposed to be. You have to experience everything to go beyond it.
Yeah.
So
So if you're really in infinity, then you won't think of it as backbreaking.
Yeah, I don't think so. I would put it as a pain or a suffering or something. If you don't experience, you don't know. Like if you
Yeah,
don't
so
taste.
it seems to me shortcuttable that saying that you are experiencing infinity is your way of escaping the world that keeps spanking you.
Yes. So instead of accepting them, you are rejecting them, or you are like building a whole new wall.
No, I think when he's saying he's laughing, he's maybe accepting it also. So we cannot just say that he's just building a wall, but there is a confusion out there which he has to define.
No,
Which
but
is fine. You know,
people say humor is the best form of secure or insecure mechanism, right?
defense
Defense
mechanism.
mechanism, sorry, to protect you against your insecurities. So when he laughs at it, probably when he gets angry, it's his instinct that tells him to
No,
fight
but
back.
we are not offering free psychoanalysis to shortcuttable, right? So
No, I think that's the mind game. Come on.
yeah, is that your mind game?
Yeah.
No, but you're very quiet. Are you actually feeling bad? Are you there? You refuse to talk to us?
I think he's gone.
I no,
No,
he's
no, no.
there. He's just refusing to talk.
No, he's laughing at us.
Are you laughing at us? Okay, I think we'll go
Oh my
on.
God. Oh,
Oh God, he
oh
actually
God.
left.
Prayas and Akshay, what have you guys done?
I'll have to call him on the phone and
And apologize.
mend the bridge there. No, but it seems to me to be that.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
What?
And
Can you define?
it seems to me that it's a very blunt way of putting it, and maybe I was wrong in actually spelling it out.
Mm,
And but I would say that because it's a very precious escape.
correct.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, so when
Yeah,
really
yeah.
can't deal with.
I think it is a, yeah, I would say from my personal experience, yeah, it is a very thin edge. You can fall on the side of self narcissism also and celebrate yourself, or you can be in the worldly experience by doing the exchange. But there is a very thin line where you can stand on
Right,
and
Yeah,
say,
right, right.
right.
In
many
19,
times, yeah, sorry.
no, in the 80s, where during this whole Wall Street, people are making millions on Wall Street, and then there was this guy called Gordon Gekko. He came out and said greed is good, and then that created a lot of ripples, around the world. And similarly, in this new age yogis, they come out and say selfishness is good, being selfish is good. And then one guy, he had a very good explanation to that. He said, what defines self is the sense of touch. So when you touch your finger, that's the extent to which you think that is yourself. Okay. And then he says you have to try to expand that self. So when someone touches your, eventually that happens, right? So when you get married, then your wife becomes a part of yourself, and then your kids become a part of yourself, then your entire family, then your entire. So if you keep expanding it that way, let think about India's prime minister. For him, the entire India is his self, right? Like when someone talks shit about India, he hits back, right? So
Hmm.
at one point, you kind of eventually move it across to non-living beings also, like trees and everything. So then you become one with the universe. So everything becomes your own self. You're part of your own self. So he says selfishness is good, provided how you define self, right? And that's what I've been talking from the beginning. It's that state where everything becomes still, or everything vibrates at the same rhythm, and you become part of the universe, and everything becomes still.
Yeah, that's something is interesting. Yesterday we discussed silence also. For me, that's why we cannot call that something still or silent, but you accept the rhythm, the motion.
Right,
And
right.
yeah, that self might become still in a way, but
Huh.
or part of that rhythm. So in a way, it's a bit difficult to explain, but in a way, you are not still, but you are part of a motion, but you are not resisting that motion. Something like this.
Correct. So you're not swimming, you're floating then.
Yeah, like what many people have said, no, life is a stream, and you either go against the current or with the current, or you just float.
Ah. Mm.
So, what strikes me is also that, we are all living life as it comes. We're all doing what it takes. And we are, of course, not living in infinity or anything like that, if we don't agree with shortcuttable.
Mm.
So, why are we then trying to bring metaphors and trying to talk about it?
No, I think I won't disagree with Shortcuttable, but it's true that he's finding what we are debating troublesome because he has accepted it as he wants to accept it. What we were talking about, the self, and we are maybe trying to define that self and give it more parameters because except those parameters we cannot define because it's a very personalized, individualized
No,
uh, landscape, no?
yeah, I'm saying that why are we, let's say, we have a simple reason. It's not that we don't have any reason. This talk show is about perspective studies. So we're talking about this, we started talking about this frame and and what is outside the frame. Okay, so started talking about infinity. So we have that, we have a reason. But, you know,
Yeah.
what else beyond that? So, let's say in the day, you're just drinking coffee. Are you worrying about what is infinite? What is infinity?
No, that's precisely what I didn't say earlier, but I think like going into infinity really leads us into a very large abstract dialogue, and then it becomes very difficult. So I think if we just limit to the frame and outside of the frame would be better to continue the debate.
Yeah. So let's say, we just come back to the basics. We just come back to where we started from. What don't you see, right?
Huh.
Or I would put it, what all you avoid to see.
Yeah. So the exclusion that you perform
Hmm.
might be conscious if you believe in the conscious will, or it might be unconscious.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But let's say we just look at that simple, we just look at those words.
Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
What don't you see? And
Hmm.
we don't, let's say we don't go very far, we don't go into infinity and all of that. We just hang around the words themselves.
So we don't
Hmm.
see two things, right? As Akshay was saying, that's one thing. We don't see what we don't want to see, one. And the other thing is we don't see what we don't know.
Also, we don't
Hmm.
see what we can't see.
Yeah, but that something falls to what Moses is saying, no?
Yeah.
That's something we don't know.
Yeah. So does it fall? And so in the sense, if you're standing in a corner,
Mm-hmm.
you can't see what's on the other side of the corner. Like on a street corner.
Yeah. That's obvious, right? Like the physical vision. I think we're not talking about that, right?
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
No, in terms of ideas, what that means is, let's say you believe in something, and that belief is not letting you believe in something else.
Mm.
But is that just a word game, or does that mean something?
I think
No, no,
it's
it means something in the sense your belief is kind of creating a kind of a curtain in front of
yeah,
you.
making you blind to other belief systems. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. So that can be a cultured way of not being able to see, and the other one is also a cultured way of not not seeing. No, it will fall into what I was saying, that what you
Yeah,
don't want
what
to
don't
see.
want to see. So
Yeah,
I think we should be more focused or should be interested in what we don't know
yeah.
and
Yeah.
what would enable us to see what we don't know.
Yeah. So
So,
the
uh,
question that how do you know what you don't know?
mm, mm,
Hmm.
how do you?
Basically, the idea of emergence is that you go hunting,
Mm-hmm.
and if you're lucky, you find game.
Yeah,
So you can't.
Usually it works two way around. When you go hunting, it's very interesting. If you take it as a example, when you go hunting, you start opening your senses. So when you go hunting, you don't always rely on what you are seeing. You start
right,
listening to sound.
right. And
You
smell.
you
Yeah.
Yeah, you start smelling. So it's
Mm-hmm.
basically you go beyond a basic sense of perception. So to see what we don't see, we have to open other channels of perception.
Perfect. Mm.
No, but that's again a statement of grandstanding. Like you accept everything. So it's just like that. It's I'm not sure if that let I mean. So when we are saying that we'll go back to the basics,
Mm.
I think what I mean is, okay, let's go back to simpler thoughts. Let's go back to trying to.
Oh, shortcuttables. Yeah, good.
Hi, shortcut, but did you feel bad?
No, the Google felt bad, I think.
We,
I
we
think
were worried that you felt bad that we spoke of your idea of infinity as an escape.
yeah, no, actually, Google was trying to steal my ideas and feeling infinite, and Google was giggling, and it went off the.
Let's just give him a brief and we don't lose time because I have to run in 17 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah. So in this time that you're not here, we just thought,
Talk shit about
let's
you.
no, and yeah, and we decided to go back to what we started with, the words that we started with, and not worry about grand ideas that we cannot do anything with. Like the idea of infinity is at one level, you know, whatever you say, I'll have to take your word for it. We can't verify, we can't experience anything. I mean, we just living our lives and we don't know what all of this is, right? So if you go back to the words of our question, so what don't you see, and just stick to the simplicity of those words and not try and fly off into a grand idea, then what don't you see?
I didn't get you.
What don't you see?
You brought some Persian bird into it. I didn't understand that. You know,
Persian word?
there's something you were talking about. This.
No,
Can
no,
you repeat?
I will intervene. What we were discussing, shortcuttable, was that we don't go into infinity and we talk only about the ways of seeing and say there what we define there are two ways of seeing. One is you decide what not to see, and second is you try and see what you don't know.
I will not use the word seeing. I mean,
So how do you get to know what you don't know? Basically, that was where we were at.
again, this again pushes me into the realm of metaphysics, like the extension of a same religious logic again and again. So this not seeing and then again seeing something, something, something. So what I feel is that I am here, very much present, and whatever comes, I feel it. Like I have my head rolls down to a thought, accesses to it and sees how I can live with it or I cannot. That's all. I
So
mean,
how would you
No, no,
simplify this thought?
shortcuttable. We are not like really limiting to ourselves. What you believe and what you perceive, we accept it as a thing that you perceive. But there is still a 6 billion people out there who might have their own ways of perceiving. So in that, at least three, four of us are trying to define a certain language.
mm,
No, how would you choose to simplify it? So, we chose to simplify it in talking about, just in terms of knowledge or vision, just these simple words. But let's say you don't like these words. How would you simplify it?
you know,
How would you simplify the idea of infinity?
there is a basic tendency into human beings to have one idea where they can sort of, live their thoughts with. Like, as Akshay is saying that we together are looking at a word, or you are saying, that for me is very problematic itself. That's why the first, the seed of fascism sort of a kind of a, it creeps into. Because you start perceiving one reality or try to come to one perspective. That for
No,
me
no, no,
is
shortcuttable. I'm not saying that whatever we discuss, I would like blindly believe into it and become a fascist in that way. Because what I see is I see that you can never see that, and same thing vice versa. What you see, I can never see that. But in between, where we are in this flux, we are trying to find those common parameters. That's it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That those common parameters have been always sought throughout the history. Like, that becomes the premise of ideology itself.
No, no, I think I would take your thing, and there is no point. So that no point is not the point of being here in this perspective studies, I think.
No, I'm happy to listen to others. I'm happy to listen to ideas. That's okay, fine. I may agree or may not agree. But finding a common point to any kind of a thing is a premise to an ideology to me.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
I
okay.
would agree with that in saying that, yeah, I mean, like I had a big fight on Facebook recently exactly about this, and I won't go into specifics, but we were both arguing about, I think too, that the idea of a common ground is the idea of hope, and it doesn't really exist, and but we always chase it.
Exactly. It's very
Yeah, yeah,
problematic.
so okay, I accept maybe I put it wrong in saying common, but maybe then what we can look at differences then. I don't know. What are we then doing in the perspective study?
Yeah, what are we doing here is a good question.
The
Yeah.
sharing our experiences, that's all.
Huh?
Maybe sharing our thought processes or experiences, that's all.
Right. I mean, I don't know if I don't know why the purpose for doing something needs to be very exalted.
Yeah.
It's I mean, I think the best use of time is wasting it,
Yeah, that's good.
right? Because when you don't direct time to a functional to a useful purpose,
This whole systematization of a thought process or looking at a premise, then building an argument on it. This is the basic problem where the Greek, this Athens, if you take it as a marker, starts with the Socrates itself, the guy who fucked the whole human history there. If you look at the very time he's around, having discussions, there are tens and thousands of school of thoughts. There are Sophies, there are Gnos, there are happy people, there are sad people. Everybody is having his own school of
No, no,
thought.
that's the way we again now we are going that way. We have a 6 billion or 7 billion school of thoughts.
Wonderful.
As per every individual, you have a school of thought.
That's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm not saying that it is a not a wonderful thing, but
I
if you
mean
have
the idea of some simple ideas which might not be secular, and I don't care about secular ideas and all that, right? But I think some ideas which are not generally considered secular are very, very nice. They're very beautiful. Like just the idea of community and the idea of satsang in that sense. just in the sense without having an agreement hanging out with people, because you don't have you have only a metaphysical physical reason. Oh, we believe in the same man in the sky.
Prayas, I believe that the commonality, the kind of a communal harmony you're talking, what I'm saying basically is it's already there. The kind of a manipulation that happens with the Semitic onslaught on this whole thought process of history or the metaphysics, that's the onslaught that was done by the Semitic religions itself. Otherwise there's no way any problem. It's a big bully that the Semitic religions have brought into this discourse. Kind of a dissent is not agreed, and then you should have some kind of a premise to talk on. Okay, you don't have, that's fine.
No, so how do we go away from that? How do we free ourselves from those centuries of indoctrination?
Well, the moment you realize that you have been indoctrinated, the moment you sort of set your foot on that ground where you feel, okay, I am on this ground because you already instructed for me. There's no way, no problem even in walking in that territory, on the ground itself. There's no problem. I do walk every day. This question was told me, that how do you behave and act with other people? There are billions of people. Because I'm ever conscious about their as well. It's not only my own existence or only myself which I should be aware of. I'm as well aware of their kind of existence, their being, which is very much there, ever present. That's the problem why we don't accept that. Once you believe I am enlightened, I know everything, this is very problematic. That's going to be suck. That's going to suck. You have to accept the other as
No, but you are offering a intellectual, a thought level resolution. You are saying that once you accept, then everything will happen. But acceptance happens in thought, and how does it really move you into?
You can say a thought. I call it a realization, like simple realization of truth.
But that's in the conscious mind. That's in thought, right?
I don't know whether it's conscious or unconscious or subconscious. I don't know. This is again bringing that kind of Semitic shit into it. That's the problem with the whole. The Greek scholarship was destroyed by this Semitic translation. It starts with Ibn Rushd, then it goes on to onwards towards Christianity, and then Islam was in the last nail into it. So this kind of a manipulation with this unilateral thought process, building up something like it is already there. Why don't we accept? The first spanking you get on your backside, there is it. You're born, you breathe the oxygen. That's all. So then you put all these kind of a logic here, wrap it with that kind of a historical logic. Then what I say, the gravitas is there. It pulls you back.
Are you saying that? Are you leaving anything to be done at all? Are you saying that there's something worth doing, or are you saying that nothing is worth doing and nothing is worth knowing, and are you just going down the direction of nihilism?
Again, this is a dialectics of a religious begot. That's all again looking at the aim. This is again the same trap we're leading oneself into. That's why I yesterday was saying that, is there that silence possible which speaks without sound? It is ever present there, within your own self, within your heart, within your body, whatever you think, mind, body, soul, whatever kind of a category you put in it. It's there. You realize you're being there. Okay, fine. Then you understand the kind of traps that are there. So you just play with it. It's a playfulness is a good word, I think.
So you are to bring it back to the question of exclusion. You are saying that nothing is excluded. We see everything.
Why are you repeating the same kind of a structure thing?
No, I'm just trying to bring in a point of resolution. I'm saying that if we started from this point, that what do you not see this?
I'm sure, sir, I'm sure I'm not clear enough in my thought because my English is very weak. My thought process is very weak when I speak. But I'm saying this resolution itself. What is this resolution? This looks very prophetic. That's why I'm
Prophetic in a good way or in a bad way?
in a very bad way. Come on, how can it be a good way?
Exactly. Right. I mean, I was afraid that you're trying to suggest because you are the one who suggested the idea of realization. It wasn't us. It wasn't anyone. It wasn't me.
Yeah, but it's the frame you are putting it. I have a problem. That comes with that kind of a Semitic logic, or maybe if I broaden the term religious logic. That's all. There's this trap of religious logic into it, like kind of a consciousness religious people talk about. If you read any kind of a great Indian scholar who talks about consciousness, they'll reams of papers they write, but it's all trap.
Okay, so how do we talk about it? How should we talk about realization?
Use your toilet paper. That's good.
So, Sam, do you have anything to add?
Nope.
So, are you willing to use toilet paper?
I'm willing to use whatever shortcuttable is telling me to use.
Akshay, what do you think?
I think I don't know. Well, toilet paper again has a way of looking at it, no?
Yeah, so you wipe whatever it is with toilet paper and then you see what you wiped.
Exactly, why it smells good.
So, and then we can still ask, what do you not see?
It really brings to the question, no? What do you see?
I see myself.
So you are using a mirror toilet paper. It's a mirror finish.
Yeah, it's got a lemon on it.
No, but we just have a few minutes left. Shortcuttable, would you like to? Yesterday was very nice. We got a concrete brick to build upon. Would you like to suggest some way to conclude with something that we can take forward to tomorrow? That we can build upon, and not just just die a death of ambiguity. Like, what would you suggest? How do you suggest we stitch this to what we do tomorrow, right? How do we take this forward?
Asshole, you're all my prevachans. You're going the ambiguity. You're calling them ambiguity. Shame on you.
No, you are. I'm saying that at one level you are saying that all of this, everything. You're blaming everything in the world, and I mean, you're talking about meta realities. You're talking about religion. You're talking about all these ways of thinking. And as one person living in one point of time, I cannot even touch those meta realities. So what's the point of talking about them? I'm saying that if we let's not talk about these grand ideas, right? What is if we try to make it simple? How would you make it simple for us to carry it forward tomorrow? Just say it. Just do it. I mean, if you're good, you can make it simple also. You just have to calm down and not be angry.
Again, you're assuming.
No, just make it simple for us.
I should have taken a flight back with Modi back to Gujarat. Then I would have made it simple to you.
No, just do it. Just do it.
Just what?
Where would you stop today? Where would you stop today? How do we take this forward tomorrow?
You wrapped all the talk with such brute words. I mean, I feel ashamed of myself.
No, you say something. Don't listen to me. Just say something with which we can end today.
Okay, the thought for tomorrow can be how to be just, like, how to be just.
No, how do we end today?
I don't know, yeah, come on.
I mean, you must know. You have been kind of leading us astray all day. I mean, so say something. Give us, point us towards something that we can end with.
Okay, take a cool shower and go to bed.
Okay, so and what does that give us the okay? So have we killed the idea of infinity today? Are we done with it? So tomorrow we won't even bring it
Now
up again.
we have killed the idea of ideas today.
Yeah, so we are not going to talk about grand ideas tomorrow, right? So
Yes.
where we ending today is we are done with talking about all of this stuff.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So tomorrow is going to be genuinely post-enlightenment.
Post-enlightenment.
I wrote something about how does post-enlightenment fart smell.
Yeah, we don't know that. We don't know that. We are not. We are still in today.
Question for tomorrow.
They smell again what you want to smell like. So, isn't it? Again, the question of the day: what do you see?
What do you not see?
Disrespect for the farts.
Yeah. No. What do you smell then? Or what do you not?
What do you not smell? What do you not smell?
Yeah. What do you not smell?
Only a person can tell who can smell it. It's person to person. It's one to one.
Yeah, so what do you not smell is perfume. So post-enlightenment fart smells like perfume because what you smell is what you don't smell, right?
Interesting.
It gets inverted.
Interesting. I can see a superficial poster coming with this, huh?
Yeah, so the idea that we are ending with is perfume.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so thanks everyone for being here. We'll end our broadcast here today and
See you guys. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
see you tomorrow. All right, take
thanks.
care,
See you
guys.
tomorrow. Yeah, bye.